Good morning everybody and welcome to this week's video. I've actually just come back from a conference, a leadership conference which has had heads from all over the world at it, and what everybody has been discussing is well-being. In fact, people have said this is the well-being moment when it comes to school, and of course it is, because we've had students who've been in lockdown and strange situations coming back. And so schools and classes have had all sorts of situations that they just are not used to, and all sorts of new well-being scenarios unravelling that we in schools need to deal with. And so ISL is going to have a whole series of initiatives to look at well-being, and a lot of conversations with teachers and students and staff about what we should be doing and how we best go about it. And one of those initiatives is a new peer mediation programme, and today I have a number of new peer mediators who are being trained at this moment. I have Thomas here, Ella, Charlotte, Laszlo and Pietro, and they are going to tell us a little bit about the programme and some of the things they've learned so far on their training. So I'm going to start with Ella. Ella.
So Peer Mediation is a program that we are currently being trained for that will be launched next year, in which students sort of step into the roles of teachers in helping other students solve conflicts between them in a calm, safe and unbiased environment. And yeah, just providing a safe space to share your feelings and to hopefully compromise and find a solution to whatever conflict they're dealing with.
Yeah, and in our first session, we talked about safe environments, because that is a key factor in making the students that have come and chosen to come and talk to us and hopefully sort things out with their peer, to have a safe environment that they feel comfortable in opening up to us about their issues. And we talked about the different things that we should think about and check in with them before actually beginning our sessions.
I should just say, by the way, before we pass over to Laszlo, that the person who's running it is a qualified counsellor, Mr. Evangelos, and he's the one who's running those sessions. Some of the things that you've learnt in the sessions so far then, Laszlo?
So the last session we only did two now, but the last one we did was we were role-playing a actual peer mediation session, how it would go, and setting up the room and putting stuff on the tables or nothing. And we found out that having water also and snacks could help. If the mediator asks you a question and you don't want to answer right away, you can just drink a bit or have a quick snack, so you can think and also take a break without actually showing that you're taking a break.
Yeah, because what Laszlo's saying is a lot of peer mediation is about learning how to negotiate difficult conversations, how do you enter into difficult conversations, how do you find ways to mediate with people when they have problems, when there's conflict. So yeah, some other things that you saw in the first
for example, in the last simulation, we did the peer mediation. Everyone had a role. For example, there were the observator, and the two peer mediation and the two people had the conflict and the last simulation we just did we didn't talk about the problem maybe they could have, but about how can we help just from entering in the office.
Okay, that was really good.
Yeah, and throughout this as well, I've learned a lot. Like, when you're counseling, I don't really understand everyone else's perspective, so if they all do it, they all say their opinions, then it gives us the information that we need to sort it out.
Yeah, because a lot of things you're saying, Thomas, is that it's about understanding people's perspectives, giving people the choice to voice them, really enabling that to happen, isn't it? Setting that up.
And coming up with a compromise for both of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of great skills that I think us as students are learning that's really gonna help us in our futures, and like communication skills, problem solving skills, and just I think it's really good that us as young people are doing this at this age, because we can, I think, empathize with the students more because we're in their shoes. So I think that's really great.
Yeah, it's the basic principle of peer mediation is actually a lot of problems are best solved student to student, because you know what's going on, you know the situations, you're there, you can help resolve things before staff even have to get involved. And with that specific focus on conflict resolution. How did you all get involved, by the way?
Well, we were approached by, you and Mr. Rose and Mr. Evangelos, and we had an introductory meeting about what peer mediation is and whether we'd be interested, and well, here we all are.
Yeah, they sort of selected us.
Yeah, Miss Evangelos says you've all been like super keen and really enjoying it, is that right?
Yeah, it's actually really fun too.
We've been learning a lot in the sessions, and I think we're all just really excited to get started and to set a good example for students our age and for younger students, and just on like teaching them how they can resolve their conflicts in the future also, and not letting situations escalate, and just helping them compromise.
Definitely.
Okay everybody, so there is an introduction to peer mediation, gives you a sense of the programme. As I said, there's going to be lots more about well-being. We have a series of meetings that are going to happen over this whole term where we're going to look at a whole series of possible responses to some of the wellbeing issues we have in this school and schools all around the world, because as I said at the beginning, this is the school wellbeing moment. So thank you everybody, see you next week.